Alright guys, Nick from Surf Fishing and SoCal here today, and I wanted to go over the FG knot. I know I've talked about that a lot in my setup for my sharking setups, but I've never put a video out there and I wanted to do that today. So this is what I've got, and I'm actually switching up my previous rig because I got broken off the other day by a few things, and I'm always trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm gonna go 50-pound braid to 100-pound nylon coated mono for today. And you're gonna need tension, so what I do is I have my spool here filled with 50-pound braid, tied off. You can use anything, but I tied it off right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm facing where my main line is shooting out, okay? Facing the leader where it should be. And I'm gonna take my mono here, the thicker line. This should always be your thinner profile line, your main line. And I'm gonna go over here. And then you see Scout here, my lovely dog. Over the line. And you're just twisting it there. And you see that it just wraps around the line right there. And you're just gonna alternate sides the whole way. So that's one. And then you wanna make sure that stays like that, because if you let go, it might become loose. Take it here, this side, and you'll see it nice and even just right there. It just kind of puts itself into place. And again, and we're just gonna do this. I think the recommended times is like 20 times or so. I think I do double that. I usually do about 40 or so, but I go by how long the knot looks to me. If I'm doing line to lines, I play it extra safe, so and you can already see it's tight. I was gonna try and pull some more mono through because I realized that might be a little short, but should be good. Oh no, we'll be fine. Yeah, so just keep alternating, and it should continue to look something like that. Hey, no. And this is looking really nice. It'll take some time to build up the technique to the point where it'll look like this. It might look a little sloppy. You use that, and a lot of it, when this is too tight, it can get too sloppy. When it's too loose, it can get too sloppy. I like to have it where I can push down to create the tension that I like. Not too tight, but not too loose. We're gonna call it good there. So once you get to this point, you want to cut this. And you can see you've got main line here, and it's going to continue this way. So you'll kind of put it as it's supposed to be. Let this kind of jet back, and you're going to do what are called, I believe, safety knots. Whatever you want to refer to them as. You're going to take the braid here and just do a few kind of finishing knots. Just like that. You'll cinch it down there, that's one. And I think, again, the recommendation is like 3 or 4, but I do about 6 to 8. And these knots are actually what will make it more bulky than anything, but still, like, in comparison to other knots, not even close. And it's hugely important before you cut these off, you cut the tags, you want to cinch this thing down as best you can, because the last thing you want to do is cut them and then cinch them and it pops through. Then you got to redo the whole thing. But for the heck of it, I'm going to do one more safety knot. So that is effectively the finished FG knot. And I'm actually going to really get a good grip here on both sides and just, I mean, as much pressure as I can. I'm not going to break a 150-pound disc with my hands. Then after I am extremely confident about the knot, there. After that, and only after that, I will cut the tags. And the important one, you gotta realize that this is like a Chinese finger trap. It is cinching further and further, harder and harder, the further you go. So this is not crazy important. I would cut it as close as possible. That was pretty good. I honestly wish I cut more than that. That's a little more than I'd like to have sticking out. I might fix that up later. And then this guy, again, you can cut it as close as you can. And this right here, that is the finished FG knot. Really smooth, clean profile.